Hello and welcome back to the course. Today I will teach you about return type and arguments. As we have already studied about functions, how to write function definition, how to declare a function, and how to call a function. So we also studied about return type and arguments. There are few more things to know in it. So our today's topic is return type and arguments. We know what is return type and what are the arguments. First, let me tell you the syntax of a function definition again. So the syntax says first we have to write the return type, then the function name, then the parameters, and in the curly brackets you write the local variable declaration in case if we need some variables into the function. So we declare first and then we write our statements and statements, then we write the return, which is the keyword, and then we write the value that we want to return. Okay, so first we will study about return type. Suppose I have created a function whose name is sum, so I'll write sum, then brackets, and then curly bracket. Now purpose of this function is to take two values from the calling function, then this function will add those values and will return the sum value. So we know when the user will give integer value, so here the parameter will be like int x comma int y. Okay, now we also know that when we add two integer, then we get an integral value. This integer value is returned back to the function, so the return type of the function will be int. So here we will write, okay, not like this, you have to write here int. Okay, and the function declaration will be like, and if you write the function declaration, so write like int sum, then int comma int, and a semicolon at the end. So this is my function declaration and this is my function definition. Okay, now suppose we have a function which does not accept any value and does not return any value, then in that case we can write function definition as void, then sum, then brackets and a curly bracket, and its function declaration will be like void sum curly brackets and a semicolon. Now let's learn about arguments or parameters. I hope you are now very much clear about the return type. So let's come to the parameters or arguments. So they are of two types. They are actual arguments or formal arguments. So let's learn about them through a program. Here in this program, we are creating a very simple system where user will enter two numbers and we will show the sum by using function. So let's start. First delete all this part, then header files #include stdio.h, then we have to write #include connew.h. okay, then the function declaration, so I'll write int sum int comma int and a semicolon. This is my function declaration. Okay, then I'll write the main function, so void main and here write int a comma b comma add, then printf and enter two numbers, then the backward slash n, then we'll write scanf %d then stored at the address of A and the address of B. Okay, then I'll write add is equals to, I'll call the function now, so sum A comma B and a semicolon. So this is my function calling, and after that I have the value stored which is returned by the function is now stored in the add variable. So I'll write printf addition is %d backward slash n comma the add variable semicolon and then get ch. Okay, now we have to write the function definition. So I'll write here, I'll write int sum, then int x comma int y, then in curly brackets I'll write that I need a variable int sum which is my local variable, and this is my function definition. So I'll write here function definition. Okay, so I'll write here int sum is equals to x plus y, then when the value is added up, now I want to return the value, so I'll write here the return keyword return, then what value I want to return. I must have to return the integer value because my function type is int, so I will write here sum which is my integer value and I want to return the sum, and sum is the integer value. So when the function returns the sum, then this sum value will be given back to the add function and that will be displayed to the user on the screen. So this is my returning value. So you can see there are two places where we have passed the parameters to the function. First is when we are calling the function. So this is the first place where I have passed the function. So these parameters here are known as actual parameters or actual arguments. So you call actual parameters when from the point from where the values are sent is known as the actual parameter. Then if you look at the function definition here, where there are two variables x and y are passed here which are receiving the values, so they are called the formal parameters. So you call them formal parameters, the place where the passed value is accepted or received. Okay, now let's run the program, save it and run the program. Enter two values 20 and 30. So here we are getting the sum of both the values. Now the same program can also be created without returning any value. So if you are not returning any value, then we have to use void as the return type of the function. So we have to change the program now. I don't want to return anything, so I'll write here void and this will be void also. Okay, and in the main function you don't need to use the add now because no value is returned back, so delete this part also. Okay, and you don't need to write it here, just remove it. And because you are not returning any value, so you have to show the output from this point, and here I have used sum variable, so I'll write sum here. So these are the few changes that you have to make in your program if you want if you don't want to return any value. So now this function does not have any return value. Now I think you are familiar with return type and arguments, and from the next video we will see some categories of user defined function. Thank you.